right, so in this video, we're going to talk about kind of pre-planning what the layout and just give you a sense of what LibGuides can do for you. And so this isn't my example one that I show people on what the LibGuide can look like. And so it really is based on boxes. So you have your top banner and you have your bottom banner, and then you have whatever's icons or what is in the middle. So my example one in this case gives you an elementary, middle, high school, and teacher resources buttons. And so that's the home page. It could be that your LibGuide is just one page and it just has the resources for your students. And that's completely fine. It's all dependent on your goals for creating your LibGuide. I tend to do the teacher resources as well. And so that everything's right in the same place. If you happen to participate in Media Connect, that is another thing that can just be part of this LibGuide as well. So everybody's going to one place. Another thing that you'll notice is that I have the integrated library systems right here. So for Destiny and Opals, you can actually embed your search to your library catalog right on your LibGuide. Unfortunately, Insignia, Mandarin, and Alexandria do not do that, but you can still have a link directly out to your integrated library system and library catalog, so not a problem at all. These icons I actually created in Canva, but you could definitely create them in Google Drawings or whatever photo editor, image editor that you desire to use. I like Canva because it has a lot of open source images right in there, and you can get a free account as a teacher, which gives you access to everything. So I really like that. But again, not all districts can use Canva, so you definitely can use Google Drawings to create your icons. I will share my, I think, over 80 different icons that I've created thus far with you that you may use. They're totally open to, for anyone to use. I also usually create a top banner. And so that can be directly copied and pasted right from your school website. That's primarily what I do. I tend to use the school's colors and try to match font as best that I can. And again, I did that in Canva, but again, you still can use whatever image editor that you can tend to use. The really important part is that you get the size correct. And this is, I believe, 1200 by 400 pixels. And so it's just making sure that you have that consistent size. All of my little icons, I believe, are 250 by 250 pixels as well. Again, something that you can do right in Google Drawings and get that size correct, but you also can get it correct when we actually put the images in, which I will show you in the next video. Down here, this is just something that I found online that I really liked, and I created it in Canva, and I also created it in Google Drawings as well. And you can just put the librarian name and it links directly to the an email to the librarian. You'll notice at the top that I have multiple tabs. That's because you can have as many tabs as you want. You can also have sub-tabs. So for example, for Media Connect, which I mentioned before, I actually usually have it as a sub-page of the teacher resources. Right now, if I look at my LibGuide and what this looks like, you'll notice that there is a box around this one. And so you can choose to actually have these boxes listed. And sometimes that's helpful to people because it labels them. And then my personal preference is that I don't like the boxes and I just have floating boxes. And again, I will show all that to you in the next video, but it's just something that I want you to think about as you're maybe drawing or thinking about what kind of layout you want to create for your LibGuide. This logo right here will not be there for your LibGuides. I've suppressed that on your LibGuides, so you should be good to go unless I have forgotten to do it. And if so, please let me know. And that's something that only the administrator for LibGuides can do. So I think that's about it. So, really what you need to do is you need to decide what kind of format that you might want. I'm just going to show you another LibGuide that has a different vibe, as I say. And that was one of the first ones that I did, and that was West Hill High School. Yay, remember the password. They're one that has a different password. So this is when I was doing a little bit more horizontal, and really utilizing the existing icons rather than creating my own. And so that's just kind of a little different vibe. You'll notice that that's the West Hills logo. And so I ported that in, and then I actually got the same font. I was able to get the same font. You'll notice that Media Connect is right here as well. And then the teacher resources. And this particular librarian chose to include the boxes around the teacher resources, which is fine. It's whatever your preference is. So that's pretty much it for the layout. So before we go on to the next part, you really should have a layout in mind for what this is all going to look like.